All right, I'm here with Suzanne Porsky, who is a client and friend. We just wrapped up working together. And Suzanne, tell us a little bit about your experience working together and start by just telling us who you are and how we found each other.
Thank you for having me. Like you said, my name is Suzanne Porsky. I am the founder and owner of Phoenix Financial Group, and I am a all-female advisory firm. We handle retirement planning, holistic planning. I met you when I had achieved so many of my goals already in life, but I wanted to level up. I knew there was so much more. It wasn't about just paying the bills or making those $10,000 months and taking that annual vacation. I wanted the house of my dreams. I wanted the backyard of my dreams. I wanted the office of my dreams, the staff of my dreams, the bank accounts, the retirement accounts, all this stuff. And I needed somebody that I could trust that could hold a place for me. If I could tell you what has landed and the seeds that have been planted inside of me that I knew needed to be watered, and I needed somebody. So I'm not sure. You were in a group that I was in, and I knew what I knew. The universe is like, that's your person. So as I've told you this so many times, I hunted you down. My friend requested you, and it took you forever. So I undid it and I redid it. Like,
Yeah.
woman, get my friend requests because you're helping me. Universe told me. So we started
So
working
we
together.
worked together we started working together last summer, and then
Yes.
we worked together for the period of time that space that you invested in was. And then
Hmm.
we had a space in between, and then we started back up recently. And I just want to say, and obviously I'm biased, but the transformation that I've seen in you, like truly at an embodied level, is incredible. In fact, I think it was on our last call where I literally put my hands on my head and I'm like, take a picture of this because you are the epitome of what this work is. It's like all of you are already pretty magnetic. And then you come into this world, you do the work, you roll up your sleeves because you're ready to go. And tell us about what that transformation has been from your lens and what you've manifested.
Well, I took you at what you said. There's never a single thing that you ever said I did not trust. I took every single word you said, all good, bad, and indifferent, because there's times you called out the bullshit. You called out my shadows. And so I had them really pretty in a nice little box with a bow on them. And I tell you all about my shadows and like, this is why they're here. And you're like, are we going to keep beating the same drum? Okay, we're done. Like, I get it. I understand you're heard. Now let's move forward. And you would alchemize it for me. And I know for myself, and I could probably say for a lot of women, we share as much as we're comfortable with maybe getting hurt or being vulnerable. So I had a lot of times when I was going through the shit, like something happened and you gave me the opportunity for that Voxer app. And I would just fight myself and then go, nope, you're paying the money. You said you want to do the work. So do the work. And I'd go in my closet and I would Voxer you and I'd be like, this is what's going on. And you know what's funny? It had nothing to do with work. It had everything to do with all the shadows and all the crap. I had no idea that that stuff was holding me back from being the human, the woman in my business that I have been called to be. But I tell you that like, oh, this happened with this family member, or this happened with this neighbor, or whatever. And this, I don't have any answers. I'm just simply telling you, and you tell me maybe something that I need to hear. And you would chop that thing up in palatable pieces, nail it every single time and say, what basically, I'd say in a nutshell, you go, what do you want it to look like? What is the outcome? And I'm like, oh, well, I don't know. I'm sitting in the shit, I'm hurt and I'm upset and I'm disappointed. You're like, quit beating the same drum. What do you want it to look like? So I would write it down. This is what I want it to look like. And this is where I'm
Yeah,
going to.
because sorry, energy is not separate. I just want to make this point to everybody watching. Energy is not separate. So you said before it had nothing to do with your business, and we would alchemize the energy, and then you would amplify your magnetism, and that's also the part of integration that then you really become embodied in your next level of magnetism, as I like to say.
Right.
So
And so
what
you
are
would tell me, like you'd say, what worked for you? What worked? I was like, I was in a hotel room and I was able, everything was shut down. I wasn't in my house where I could go do laundry or make dinner or watch Wheel of Fortune or whatever. That's what worked for me. I sat there on the bed and I wrote and did stuff downloaded, and I got a better vision for my office and my work. So then you give me actionable steps. Every week, once a week, you're going to go somewhere that's unusual, that you're not used to going to, a car, even if you have to sit in your car, go somewhere unusual, put yourself back on that bed in the hotel, get quiet and let it download. And I'm like, okay, Sonia told me to do it. I'm going to go do it, because anything you've ever tell me to do, it's always worked. And you
You
know,
really took action. You
yes,
really took the action, and that is, I would say, 85% of the work, honestly.
right.
The other part that I really loved was that you, what was I gonna say? It was coming through as you were talking. It's like you shifted, you didn't only shift the patterns that were coming through, but you also, the second round, really claimed your desires, and you were willing to look at what you are rationalizing,
Yes.
that you no longer want to, like, frequency standard went up. You're like,
Yes.
I'm not rationalizing this anymore. This
To
is not
tolerate it.
this, yeah, this is below my frequency standard. And you started to speak up as to what you wanted and desired and really called it in.
Yes. So I wrote down not just how I wanted that situation to turn out that I was dealing with in the closet on a boxer with you, but while I was sitting there, I'm like, you know what, why I'm sitting here, I want to lose weight. I want to be this certain size because this is where I feel healthy. So from that last session, I'm down 51 pounds. I wanted to stop drinking alcohol every night. I didn't think it was a big problem. I wasn't judging myself. I really didn't care. It was just, but that wasn't, it wasn't who I wanted to be. If I was embodying the person I know I'm to be, there's nothing wrong with alcohol, and I still have a drink or whatever once in a while, but it wasn't getting to me to where I wanted to go. And so that stopped. I have not made myself my own drink since November 3rd last year. And I could cry about it because that's what you did. You taught me to sit with my dreams, sit with the seeds that were planted in me of who I'm supposed to be on this earth. Like, mine's different than yours and it's different than everybody else's. Sit with it. What is she doing? What does she look like? What is she wearing? How does she feel? She healthy? You know, where is she going on vacation and how does it feel there? And then all the work and all the people and everything started attracting to me because, like you told me, energy, the universe likes voids. It loves voids. So put something out. If it sounds outlandish and crazy, that's given to you as a not to be defeating, but for you to grow into.
Hmm.
And that's what I
Yeah,
did.
you anchored into the identity of the woman that you envisioned for yourself that had all the things. So, what did you manifest?
Oh man, hundreds of thousands of dollars and the top of the top clients. Um, like I said, as of this morning, actually, it's 52 pounds. Um, my marriage is everything I want and more. My relationships with the people that are closest to me are everything and more. I'm so much more at peace. I sleep through the night. I'm in my dream office. I live in my dream home with my dream backyard. Like you said, I mean, I have heaven on earth. And that's
Mhm.
really, if you dare to believe it, that's what we're supposed to have as heaven on earth. You know,
Wow.
and the other thing was, I wanted to see you face to face. I mean, I see you face to face on Zoom. I wanted to just give you a big fat hug and hang out and have Starbucks and go into Central Park on a carriage ride. And what
That
did
was
we
fun.
freaking just do? All
Yeah.
expense paid trip. You know what I mean? When that whole thing came about and I called, I'm like, okay, are you available this time? Because I'm going to be in New York. How far is this from you? And then, hey, you can come and we can hang out and you can be a part of that whole thing. And we met the most amazing women.
Absolutely.
And so that's another thing that is manifested, you know? So, I can tell you what else happened. And this is if we're going to be totally real, the crappy relationships, the stuff that kept me, that were anchors are gone. They really
Mm.
are. They're not in my life. Um, I do have one that's hanging on, you know, it's a cord, and like you had me go through and still do it, cutting the cords. And, that was scary because you get used to the same stench. You get used to the same crap because it's familiar. And,
Right.
and so I think I was afraid of the unfamiliar, but I didn't want I was comfortable being uncomfortable. And so that's what I would tell women. It's not, it seems scary. It's not. You hold our
Well,
hand through the whole thing and you're there. If I can tell everybody, nobody wants to be alone. Everybody wants support. Nobody wants to feel vulnerable. You make it so comfortable. I'm telling you, that's what you were for me. Cause I knew at any time I could boxer you, and I'd tell you and I'd leave it and I'd forget about it. And then I don't know, you'd box back whenever you were available that day or the next. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. Cause I handed it to you. It's like taking your car to the mechanic. Hey, I've got this ding in it. Can you help? And you leave. And then they call and they go, okay, it's fixed, or here, this is what's wrong. That's what you did. But it's not
well,
for the people that just want to sit in their shit because you won't let us sit there.
no, that's not, you don't come into my world to continue to spin the hamster wheel. You come into my world because you want true transformation. And I mean, you know this, and
Right.
I'm so proud of you. You
Oh,
really,
thank
you're a
you.
dream client and an even dreamier friend now.
You collapse
And
time frames. That's my big thing. And I told you that today. I was like, man, oh my
yeah,
God.
we really did. We really did collapse times, the time frame for you. What would you say to people that are considering working with me?
Do it. If you can't figure out financially a way to do it, then you really need to do it, because that is a no-brainer. Money in this world is like electricity and water and everything else. It's abundant. It's everywhere. It's as consistent as gravity is. That will come to you. You, Sonia, you are worth so much. It's life-changing. It literally is. And the ripple effect into other places is amazing. Your family will thank you for it, and your people around you will thank you, is what I would tell people. So they need to do the work, and they need to allow themselves the time and the commitment to alchemize it, to integrate it. This isn't something like a treadmill that you buy at Best Buy, you bring it home and work on it for a day, and then you hang clothes on it. No, you get with Sonia, you do the Voxer, and you keep it before you. And that's
Mhm.
what I did, and that's why I am where I'm at. So,
Well, thank you so much for sharing your experience. You know, I love you to pieces, and
yeah.
I will see you next time.
All right.
Bye.